Because consumers tend to love that more, or why is that? Why do you have this kind of mindset?
See, whenever we are trying to change behavior, we have to always put incentive to change the behavior. Right? Let's take an example of parents trying to get people hooked on to temple. Is the kid interested in God? No. What do they go to temple for?
Jeez, Prashad. Yeah, I go there for that.
Prasad. Have you ever seen any temple with Kadwa Prasad? Will they be successful? No. So I'm not inventing anything. It's always been there. What I'm trying to say is that if you're trying to incentivize somebody to do a good behavior, we all have become better human beings by incentive systems. Your parents would have told you, okay, if you do this good behavior, there is some incentive for you. If you do some bad behavior, there is punishment for you.
Always.
I'm not in the business of giving any punishments. I can only give incentive for good behavior. So what we said at credit is very simple. If you pay your credit card bills on time, we'll incentivize this behavior so that you feel good about it. You feel good about improving your credit score. You feel good about paying your bills on time. Because if you don't pay on time, there's crazy amount of interest to be paid. There is a lot of financial losses that you may suffer if you don't do this in time. So all of our thinking has been around incentivizing good behavior because eventually you'll benefit from it. You don't need the incentives anymore. You'll just appreciate it.
True. And that's how I think we have learned anything and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere. Like there is either validation in terms of doing something good.
Correct.
Or there's like a monetary reward.
Yeah. So either you give me likes or give me cash.
Yeah.
But actually, just pause for a second. Think about so many people who create content on social media. Only few make money. But everybody gets likes. And they're making content day in and out, thinking about it. Kya video click karo? What should I say funny? Which dance step should I do? So that people like me. And the funny thing is, social media platforms use your need of likes to give you the audience and then sell ads on it. It's fascinating.
Really good business.
Yeah, imagine this in the offline world is basically, I create let's say I created this society make big ground with stages and allow performers to perform on that stage. People will come for that and I'll just set up shops around it.
That technically happens also.
It does. I'm saying it's just become more efficient.
Yeah.
Instagram is nothing but stages given to people. Every now and then I shift audience to your stage. They applause and go to the next stage for every 10 seconds.
And that's such a brilliant model because people who don't have money put all their efforts and money to put all their efforts and time to get those applause. And people who have money, they spend money to get those applause.
Yeah.
So it's like a brilliant win-win model.
It is. And here's the interesting part now. You become popular, right? You can monetize that through cash. A lot of popular people get into politics. You will see singers have become politicians, actors have become politicians, comedians have become politicians, artists, cricketers. How many times you've seen politicians become cricketer, artists, comedians, any of that? Rarely, never, probably. Because there is one ladder of status that you climb to ultimately get the highest amount of status and power. And it's one-way street. But if you make money, multiple people can exist. Parliament में तो इतनी seats है. Is there a guideline by the country that only we can have 250 millionaires? Nothing more than that.
Never.
Or 11-member cricket team versus we can have only 10 billionaires. बाकी सबको निकालना पड़ेगा.
Never like that. Actually, this gets me to a good question that a lot of new unicorns and startups in India are also coming. Like now, people say that India, let's bet on India. India ka time aa gaya. All of that is going on, and a lot of these people are coming from tier 2, tier 3 cities as well. Do you think, just like West, we are going to see a lot of billionaires in India, or are we far away from those teams?
By design, we will have a few. to be doing it consistently requires fundamental changes. For example, you cannot create billionaires if the country's per capita income is not changing. 65 to 68% of the country's income is still dependent on agriculture. Can you guess what percentage of US income is dependent on agriculture? How many people in US are dependent on agriculture for making an income? Take a wild guess. Less than 1%. Right? Because you don't need that many people, farmers. You can do automation. Today, most farming can be done without a human being. They have to move to higher skills thing. We don't have those skills. Right? Second thing is women participation of labor. Less than 6% of urban Indian women have any financial income. In China, 96% probably have financial income in urban China. That's how they got prosperous. When two genders work, they create more jobs. Think about your family member who both the genders are working, right? Or both the partners are working. Then they'll say, Nani rakh leta hai. Or we'll have two drivers. And then we do more things and we'll buy this and we'll buy this table also, which creates more and more jobs. Imagine only one gender works or one partner works.
Which is happening in my house. And it's so true, like, because now that more people in my house are working, more genders in my house are working, we have employed we have got a new driver.
Yeah. But now here's the thing. We are so delusional. We don't realize, for example, Bangladesh, which is our neighboring nation, the urban female participation of labor is 68%. And therefore, they have crossed us on per capita income. Most people don't know clue about this. We are like, Bangladesh are coming to our country. No, they're not going to come to our country. Very soon, they'll put restrictions on our people going there. Because their per capita income has taken off. Because both the genders are working. Pakistan has more female participation of labor than India.
Why is that? Why do you feel that's the reason? And what can we do to change it?
Well, talk about it first of all. Most people have no clue about it. Everybody says this thing. They ask them, घर पे सब women काम करती है नहीं वो तो बच्चे हो गए तो they are like busy with that. MBA school पढ़ाई की थी. अब they are taking care of kids. Are we okay with it? Are we culturally okay with it? And I think, and I'm not saying one is right or one is wrong. I'm just saying we cannot dream to be having billionaires when the per capita income is not changing.
That's so true.
Right? Everybody is happy to get free subsidies. For example, the classic thing I find the funniest thing about Indians is they keep talking about petrol prices going up. So I tell them that if you compare 20 years ago petrol price kitna growth hua, and 20 years ago bhelpuri ka cost kitna upar gaya. The inflation on that is much higher. How come nobody is complaining about bhelpuri? Because we don't understand inflation. Right? We have no clue what inflation means.
True.
But we can fight on one topic.
Opinionated.
And therefore the country only has X percentage of people using cars or any vehicles. We need to increase the income, not try to expect things to become cheaper.
Now that you talked about, this is too much to take in, to be very honest, because no, this is making sense, and it makes more sense. And actually, this is sad because if you see culturally, even the top people who I know, who are really doing well, they're okay with all of this. And they are the ones, I know a lot of people, because